Our store is at 100% support for the union efforts because we are looking to make money that reflects the amount of work that we're putting in.
To get compensated properly, to get health insurance.
We wanted to feel listened to and cared about.
100% pro-union, 100% signed, to be able to have a say in the things that make sense for us to be like, hey, can we negotiate this?
You can have a baseline for what's actually expected of you as opposed to just muddling around in the dark and just hoping that the employer gives you what you deserve.
I just like unions, man. Happy to be here.
Baristas definitely create each store's identity. Oh, you step in here and you see everyone's personality. You see the area represented inside.
Every little store has their team, and their team knows their store, and they know how the store works, and they know their regulars and their customers. And they're making it all just one thing. One very similar corporate feeling experience, and we don't really need that here.
It's just weird having like this transition from our personalities to kind of what the company wants us to see and act like almost.
I feel like as Heine Brothers has gotten bigger, we have almost 20 stores, and you have a lot of employees, and it's gotten a lot harder to manage that. And adding the union would help us form that line of communication a lot easier because we would have a way to directly ask for the things that we need and open negotiations without it being this kind of like, hey, can we do this? And then just never really hearing anything back.
A union is a really effective way to make our voices heard because we're really not being listened to despite what they say.
Unionizing is the way to fight back, not just for me and my coworkers right now, but for like everybody. It's just part of a larger movement of service industry workers, like underpaid, like overworked, like under-respected.
There's just a lot of like, oh, a person's down and there's really nothing you can do to kind of like have someone replace them or be given support or have options to maybe like shut down the drive-through. I'm being stressed out every single day by my job to the point where I might go cry in my car afterwards and I'm not even getting paid anything for it, you know? I started at $9 and then was raised to $9.25 when I got a shift lead, which, you know, is not really a raise for how much. It's about $5 or so at the end of the month comparatively, really.
There's a way that we can change it, so why don't we start conversations about unions and how awesome the labor movement is, because a lot of people just don't know what they are deserving of.
Now I'm able to afford to have not only one car, but multiple cars. Me and my wife have a car. Just bought a car for my son. You know, I got a nice house. Just transitioning from a place where I never took breaks to a place where now I'm allowed sometimes to collect myself and stop, and which we just take for granted sometimes, but these are things that a job that's unionized will make sure that is provided.
They've definitely been targeting our store a little bit. We've had a couple of union busters come in and try and be like, you know, unions are bad and they're not going to do anything for you kind of thing. But I'm proud of the fact that we've held out strong, and we still know that we're going to support this and that this is going to be positive for us, even if it takes a lot of time.
I think that Douglas Loop was shut down as a union busting tactic. We were 100% yeses. The company was threatened by that strength, and they did what they could to try and tear us apart, and it did not work.
Let us do it. You know, it's over. We won. Or we're going to. Either way, it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
We really want to be a part of something that we're passionate about. We really want to do something that feels like it is a part of a bigger picture and including other people and just making things better.
It's just taken that one person to stand up and say, I want to do something to better my own life, and I want to better everyone else's alongside it. And so I think when that initial spark happened and you saw more and more stores unionizing, it left a question to everyone else of like, well, are you going to keep living like this? Are you going to keep not doing anything for anyone else? Or are you actually going to put in the work to make your own community and your own city better?